All right, it's a Wednesday, and you know what happens on Wednesday? It's Lucy Wednesday. Every Wednesday is Lucy Wednesday, isn't it?
I like that. I'm glad to be back, even though it's been, about a month or two since I've been back from having the baby.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You're getting full force back in TV.
Yes, full force. I missed y'all.
Speaking of, how are the kids?
They are good. Let's see. We had the little baby baptized a couple weeks ago, and the boys are warming up to her more every day.
Yeah, I have to tell, I saw a picture of her recently, and she's sitting there, and her eyes are, she was really happy, and she's smiling. She looks a lot like you.
Do you think?
I think so.
I kind of wanted a little mini me, but everyone says she looks like my husband, so either way, she's cute. We'll take her.
Yeah, and speaking of the kiddos, you know, we're always looking for different ways to feed the kiddos because we all have big families. We need to feed a lot at one time. Maybe we want some leftovers.
Yes.
And this is one of those dishes, plus it combines a lot of our favorite things. Not only feeding a lot of people, but it combines Mexican food too.
That is so true. Most people, I really think, have tacos at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. And so I thought today that I would make some breakfast enchiladas or little breakfast burritos. And this could be something that you could either give to breakfast or supper. You know, a lot of people like eating breakfast or supper. Yeah. And so this one is kind of something that could feed a lot of people, like you said, and please a lot of people. So we are going to get started with our veggies. I have a skillet right here, and I just have a teaspoon of oil in there, and I'll crank it up to medium-high heat. And I'm taking a shortcut from the store today. Yeah. These are peppers.
I'm all about some shortcuts.
Oh, I know. Me too. These are peppers and onions that are frozen, and then I just let them defrost and drained off any liquid. And so we'll put that bag in there and we'll let those go. We just want to get some color on them, want them to heat up. So in the meantime, we'll get started on our sauce. I'm going to make a quick enchilada sauce, and you can also buy a jar, or not a jar, but really a can of this at the grocery store, but it's so quick and simple to make, so I thought that I would just whip one together. So what I have in this pot already, we have it going over kind of medium heat, is 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then I have 3 tablespoons of flour that we're going to add, but first we're just going to mix all of our spices together. Because we're going to add them at the same time.
Now I have to tell you, this does look a little intimidating, so I'm watching closely.
Oh good. No, it really is not at all. It's super easy, and like I said, if you don't want to make your own sauce, you could completely do the whole recipe and just buy some sauce. So I have 3 tablespoons of chili powder here, and most of these you just have in your pantry. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And the reason I'm just putting these all into one thing is because once we put everything in here, it's going to kind of move quickly, and I don't want to be like fumbling around trying to get my spices over here. So I have it going over medium heat, like I said. So I'm going to add our 3 tablespoons of flour. And you want it to just kind of do like a slight little sizzle, which it is. I'll turn it up just a touch, and then I'm going to add our spices in there.
Now, I feel like with this, Lucy, this is one of those things that you can add and take away depending on what you like.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. So we are going to add later some black beans and some chilies, which aren't spicy. These are just going to add some flavor. And then we're going to scramble up some eggs. But that's exactly right. This one is meat-free, but you can certainly cook some bacon, put it in here, some ham, some chorizo if you really want to go with the Spanish kind of theme. Or you could leave it meat-free. You know, if you aren't a black bean person, you could add pinto beans or refried beans, whatever. You know, if you weren't a fan of green bell peppers, then you could just, you know, grab a couple yellow and red at the grocery store. So you're exactly right. This one is super customizable, and it really just kind of comes together quickly since we're taking, you know, a few shortcuts here. So I'm just going to cook this for about a minute because we don't want the sauce to taste like raw flour. So we just want to cook this out for a second, and then we'll add 2 cups of water into this. We'll whisk it in, and then we'll just let our sauce simmer and it'll be done.
All right, well, we're going to find out more about what's going on at Greer's. Now that we know what's going on with the kiddos, we're going to find out what's going on at Greer's coming up in our next cooking segment, and I'm going to continue to do what I do best, and that's stir.